Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, July the 12th. Heat of summer, middle of summer, things are getting hot. We're getting ready to head on down to ICAST to go check out what's going on new in tackle. But we're going to check in with Tom, Gentry, and Tracy and find out what's going on right here at home and your favorite bottle. I'll be right back with what the guys have to say. Hey, we're joined by our good friend Tom Mott. Going to talk a little bit of big lake fishing on there on Gunnersville, that Tennessee River. Impoundment in the sky. What's going on, Tom?
Man, Dano, I don't know if it's a surprise, but it's kind of hot out there right now. It's a little steamy. So early in the morning is probably your best bet, or night fishing is going to be your best bet. But I will say this, the fish they've really made a push to those deeper areas. And a ledge could be just about anywhere, especially on a place like Guntersville, but it's definitely some deeper water and some water with some flow, and there has to be bait there for sure. But the thing that I've noticed here in the last 2 weeks is you can still catch the fish in the grass have gotten smaller and smaller. Obviously, there's some flipping bites out there in the millful and things like that. But to really get out there and catch a good number of fish, and catch some of the bigger fish. I mean, I think 19, 20 pounds has been winning 3 fish tournaments here lately. So, the bigger fish are definitely out in a little bit deeper water. The more readily to bite fish, I should say. But at any rate, you just got to do some experimentation.
Wait just 1 second. You're saying 19, 20 pounds to win a 3 fish derby?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been here, and I heard a story last week on the Sunday evening that was 15 pounds and he got 6th place. So, that ought to tell you something right there. I mean, but they're really hammering these things. I mean, the fish are out there, but I still say you have to do some experimentation. You have to do a few different things to get those fish to bite. I mean, we've all pulled up on a ledge and had a hot one, a hot group, and caught a bunch of fish really quick. But I think, once you catch that first fish, maybe that second fish, things, the fish kind of move off a little bit. They're a little freakier. They've seen a lot of lures here lately, but try something a little bit different. I've heard glide baits are working. That's a slow sink to the bottom, but Ned rigs, drop shots have been catching fish. But anywhere that you've got those drops and those edges, I've really seen, especially if you can get a good drop somewhere in that 8 to 12 foot range, and you've got a grass edge. Those fish are sitting right up on those things, and they're just waiting for bait to come down the lake. We've had a good bit of flow coming through, so that's really helped the bite too. But I mean, honestly, the heat's just driving people off the lake, which makes it a little makes it kind of boat heavy traffic during the day. But early in the morning, late at night, probably your best bet just to be out there and be a little more comfortable. But I mean, you can catch fish all day long right now, Dano.
And don't forget the brim bite's still going to be around them shallows, because them brim go all year long, all summer long. I mean, hey, brother, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again next week, my friend. Hey, we got our good friend Gentry Gordy joining us. We're going to talk a little bit of Lake Martin and Jordan Lake fishing. I bet you're still talking about night fishing over there at Lake Martin. I bet you 4th of July, those fish were surfing. There was so much boat traffic and those waves were so big. What's going on down there in your neck of the woods, Gentry?
Yeah, them fish are still running around like they're drunk, Dano. They got washed all over the place. It's still your best bet for numbers and quality. It's a night bite. It's going to be that way all the way up until, late September, October. But, there's still people out there. There's still people catching them. But they just, they're going to get deeper and deeper. 12 foot, 20 foot, 30 foot, they're out there. The deeper you go, you find them spots more suspended to find the bait. But, the drop shot with the morning dawn color it's lights out year round up there. But it's just something you can kind of pick apart. You can stop it on those fish that are suspended a lot of times, and they'll chase it down or hit it on the fall. You can still get an early morning bite on the seawalls, but it's getting less and less as hot as it gets. But switching back over to the nighttime, we talked about it. A lot of your big seawalls that are lit up so you can see the cast. Your dark color spinnerbait, your black jig. I've always liked a shad colored crankbait, a medium depth running white with a black back, around the dock lights, and even, not so much the dock lights, but you just got to cover some water and find the good dock lights. They're stacked up. The crappie, the white bass, they're all there.
All right, let's turn to Jordan Lake. What's going on there?
So Jordan's a little bit better. I know that sounds crazy getting as hot as it is, but we've started to see some schoolers come up. So, the flipping bite's there, but, they're not, the quality's not there flipping the grass. I mean, every now and then you'll come across a good fish. But more or less, it's a big worm, a hair jig, a big jig and a big crankbait, but you got to have that Vexen or Super Spook or something ready to fire because they are starting to come up in school in some places.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun time of the year, isn't it? You're gonna be doing this, and guess what just happened over there? That's kind of fun.
Yeah, don't even hook it down on your reel. Just have it hanging off the tip of your rod because as quick as they come up, they'll go down. You got to be ready to fire on them.
You bet. What about brim? Are you seeing any of that activity out there?
Yeah, I've seen some, but it seems like now you're deeper. We talked about it about a month ago. Your shallower brim beds were there, and the fish wasn't really, the bass wasn't on the deeper ones. But now your deeper brim beds, you find in 8-12 foot of water, you see some brim on them and some better fish on the deeper brim beds.
Brother, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again. Hey, it's getting on that ICAST showtime. We're all getting ready for that kind of stuff, but the rest of us that are staying around here are going to be doing a little bit of fishing, and I know Lee Pitts is one of those guys that's going to be putting people on the fish. Lee, what's going on at Neely Henry these days?
It's been pretty good. I've kind of swapped back and forth this last week. It's been a busy week for us. I took the 4th off, but um, had a lot of people coming out. A lot of people from out of town coming in. We've done a multiple of things on all the lakes right now. So, something a lot of people don't think about. We're always looking at our bass or crappie or whatever, but here lately, man, the white bass have kind of saved me a little bit on some of this stuff, especially when you got kids with you. Just vertical jigging, putting a little bitty jigging spoon on, a little George or something like that they can just hop around. Been pretty good. Just looking off those river channels and some of the drops, some of the little creeks coming off the river. Right now you gotta get on out there a little deeper in her right now. So, um, it's one of those things that you can get out there, find those fish schooling up, and especially like I said, with families and people that you can get a multiple of things going at the same time. Just dropping up and down, that's been a good option for me right now.
Is that mainly at Weiss? Is it you're seeing that?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of them at Weiss, like I said, especially off that main river channel. And you'll, even in that, with all the white bass, the sand bass, the little small stripe, you'll have a big old 3 pound spot. Grab that thing every now and then too. So that's telling me that the bass have moved on out. Like I said, they're coming in off the drops also, around not necessarily wood cover, but some kind of little ditch, some kind of harder bottom that they can kind of get out there and hold on to. And a little bit of current helps that also. But, it's just a different option. Some of these guys, the heat of the summer, you want to go out there and get with it pretty quick in the mornings, later in the afternoons. That's one of those things that you can run to these spots and look on them. And on my hummingbirds, you don't have to be a computer guru and knowing how to fine tune it. When you go out of there in the bottom, you lose contact with the bottom because there's so many fish down there. Drop a jigging spoon down, hop her twice, and see what happens.
All right, Neely Henry's still kind of a current related deal. You're seeing some fish kind of on the grass edges and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, and with Neely, you can still catch some fish in the grass when you've got that little bit of swing to it. Current is one of the things that you're needing. That's going to position them where you want to be. But the biggest thing is too, downsizing a little bit. And I'm not a big shaky head or a drop shot guy, but you can put fish in the boat doing that right now. That's one of those things that you can hold it in that strike zone longer. just sit there and quiver a little bit and let them come pick it up. Current is the big thing. What we're looking for, you need that water moving. You may go hit a place 3 or 4 times if the water's not moving and nothing there, and roll back up on it that 5th time and really have a good time.
Lee, as always, brother, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again next week, my friend. Hey, we got Tracy Robinson going to join us and talk a little bit of Logan Martin and Lay Lake fishing. Tracy, what's going on your lakes these days?
A lot of heat, Dano. A lot of heat. If you can stand the heat, the fish are still biting out there. Logan Martin, just like we always say, it seems like year round on those seawalls. Get out there in the morning and pick you out some seawalls mid-lake, and you're definitely going to get bit. And it could be a 10-inch spot, could be a 3-pound spot, or 5-pound largemouth. A lot of different mix of fish up there on those seawalls. We talked a couple of weeks ago about that willow fly hatch. I don't guess those fish ever left. It seems to still be a lot of fish up there shallow. But it is the Coosa River. It seems like you can catch them shallow year round on the Coosa. Once that sun pops out, though, getting the shade, the docks pattern's a really good pattern right now for the bass. Jig up under the docks, whatever plastics you like. Some Carolina rigs, some crankbaits, 6XD, 5XD, 12 to 15 foot out on some of those long gravel bars and gravel points at Logan. You're going to catch fish too. Hard to pick up on what size they are. You're just going to have to run and gun a little bit and run into some better quality fish. But there's a lot of fish on those offshore hard places at Logan right now. Not seeing hardly any crappie fishing going on. It's pretty much all bass fishing. And there's a lot of bass fishing going on at night at Logan right now too, and at Lay. Black spinnerbait, jigs. Again, 8 to 15 foot is going to be the magic depths. Throwing up there, similar to those same places you're fishing in the mornings on those seawalls. But if you'll just back out just a little bit with a spinnerbait at night, you can get bit really good at night right now down there.
What about the brim bite on Logan Martin? I know they got to be out there running around a little bit, probably still in the shallows. Are you seeing some people out there targeting that?
I've seen a few people I think are probably brim fishing down there, but when I get up there in the shallows, before these rains, the water actually had cleared up quite a bit, and I was seeing a lot of brim up there visually when I was up there bass fishing. So tons of brim around the docks too right now.
All right, Lay Lake, are we still looking at offshore? Can we get into the grass? What are we looking for there?
I always try to make the grass bite happen. I might force that a little bit down there, but especially first thing in the morning, the quality fish on that lake seem to always relate to that grass, especially before that sun pops up. So I'm getting up there with a frog and a swim jig just like I would if it was April and May still, and I'm catching a few fish up there doing that. And then you kind of realize at some point I'm not getting any bites, and you have to jump out there and get some of the timber and get some of that stuff. Offshore, I feel more on the timber, but there are be caught on some of the grass points and the tapering points at Lay. So a couple of different options there. Night fishing has been good also as well. The tournament's been taking 8 pounds on Lay for 2 weeks, so it's really fishing.
Tracy, as always, brother, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you again next week. Well, that'll wrap up our Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, July the 12th. Hey, folks, want to make sure you know we are going on our off-season hours. We will be open Tuesday through Friday and a little bit on Saturday starting this week. If you're looking for that new boat, come and see Katie the Boat Lady and Patrick and Melissa. They'll be able to help you. Of course, parts and service will help you keep your boat running. And then if you're looking for that special tackle item, go see Colin and Jamie upstairs in the loft. Thank you for what you do. You are the best part of Bucks Island. You are family, and we appreciate you.